It's Johnny Jones. I'm here at home. And in my last video, I talked about a 92-year-old ham that had died. And he had so much stuff that his family were throwing it out. There's stuff that's getting broken. I tried to salvage as much as I could, and you guys said, we want to see it. So I made a video. Had to get a flashlight. It's in the dark. It's not going to be of good quality, guys. I'm trying to make a good video here, but it's just, I'm just tripping all over myself out there trying to show you guys all the stuff that I got. So it won't be of top tier quality. So don't get used to my face because you won't be seeing it in the video. I will show you as much as I can. There's a lot of stuff that got thrown away. There's a lot of stuff that were just completely busted and we had to just junk. Anyways, without further ado, let's do it. Bang, bang. I do this earlier, but let's get started now. I got to run through this stuff pretty quick, so let's get to it. We have tons of coaxial cable from this guy. So much has been already taken off. I mean, I don't mean coaxial cable necessarily, but a lot of stuff had to be just thrown out because it was too damaged. You can see here, this is just a filter, and that's been thrown out and got damaged. Tons of coaxial cable. There was old school wire coated in cotton. We have a UHF antenna here. I'd assume it's UHF antenna. I don't know the brand of it. It's hard to tell. That I have yet to look up. We have an entire box full of every meter you could possibly think of. This is a water meter. There's toilet paper roll. Maybe he had to shit a lot. No, wait, it's not. Maybe he had a big ass. Well, anyways, but God bless him. Some old school insulators here, it looks like. I don't know what this is for. Hello, little spider. If anyone could tell me what this is for, it's called Hemmingrat. I don't know what that's actually for, other than maybe being on a pole or something and protecting you from 440 or something. This whole thing is just filled with stuff. Of course, we have plenty of antennas. There was so many antennas that I had to get rid of them, sell them, I mean. Multiple ways of annoying your grandkids, which I hope he actually enjoyed doing. This is a box measuring voltage. Oh boy, I can't even pick this up. Well, that goes to 300 volts. This looks like a box for your voltage. He did have 440 ran into his building. He lived till 92, so he must have knew what he was doing, but man, was he risky. Lots of antennas. Lots and lots and lots of antennas. There's a box here filled with stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. Ton of brass fittings and connectors, plugs. All right, so this is a box. Hopefully the camera shadow doesn't get in the way too much. We have stands for microphones. Looks like we have, that looks like a Turner mic. That's a Johnson. Okay, he's got a Johnson over there. You can see this stuff's covered with dew because there's condensation building up on this thing. I mean, it is not ideal. It is not ideal for any of this equipment. It looks like that was his call sign there. He must have used that for sure, though. He's got a Johnson that I picked up. I put in the truck so it wouldn't get damaged. Not to say that any of this is any better. Lots of microphones, Pace. Looks like, yeah, Radio Shack. Looks like the pills got taken out of that. That'd be transistors. So that's an amplifier without the transistors. A head, a static. RCA electron tubes. He's got a ton of those. This actually does have the head for it, the lollipop head. But I'm checking it out for my friend Chuck. We have more tubes. I don't know if that one's gonna work. Let's put that over here so I don't break it all the shit. That is part of an Army telephone because you'd have what they call a butterfly switch. Didn't matter which way you actually pushed it, it would transmit. Transmit by wire, so not by the air. This is a 50 ohm dummy load here, which I will be using. Never mind, wrong plug. More General Electric tubes. What is that, a high range? Old CB radio. A General? I've never even heard that, but that's a heavy mic. Let's What's that? Skyphon. I've never even heard of a Skyphon. That sounds European. What the hell? Okay, wait a minute. 13579. Okay, but 9 is highlighted in green, so it must be a CB radio. More microphones, antenna mounts. Jeez. Japan, baby. Now that's an old mic head right there. My God. This stuff is just gonna get ruined out here. Absolutely ruined. Go ahead and get the coax out of the way, shall we? Now, a lot of antennas have already been sent off. This one, unfortunately, the magnet broke off of. This is Belden coaxial cable. It is an entire roll, I'd say probably at least 100 foot. And it does have the connectors on the end, so the PL259 connectors are on the end. Another complete roll, well, maybe not complete. Belden, I don't know where he worked other than at the news station. That's for a mic, it looks like. All this is good stuff, by the way. RG214U 50 ohm cable. This is just incredibly freaking heavy. And there's more than that, but that's the majority of it. In the truck, our old school truck. Had so many transformers. I mean, just buckets of transformers. The biggest damn transformers you've ever seen. This is an old school oscilloscope, if I can get out of here without destroying it. 20 megahertz. Probably didn't use that too much because what I can tell, he was in the high frequency stuff. Ooh, that smells good. We got beans going. This is something I'm really interested in. This is a tube radio, believe it or not. Motorola looks like. I don't know, tell me if that's Motorola. It looks like an old school Motorola logo, but I don't know everything here, obviously. Jeez. All right, up here, that is for an Army telephone. So you would crank that to ring the other telephone. They would have lines hooked up. You crank that, it would ring the other telephone because it had put lines up, and the other guy would answer. It was ran by a couple D batteries. This looks like a key. I'm almost certain that's a key, but you know, you can tell me if I'm wrong on that. This big thing is a voltage transformer. Like I told you, he had a ton of these. Rated for 500 amps. I can barely pick this thing up with one hand. And I can't feasibly do it and show you anything about it. So it's just gonna have to stay there, unfortunately. Big bastard. Big bastard. I can't even pick it up. Here's the Messenger 223 that he left. The microphone must have came with. It is a tube type, it looks like. It's heavy. There's his call sign again. Jeez, I barely move this stuff with one hand. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the weakest man in the world. I wouldn't say I'm super strong, but this stuff is heavy. This stuff is old school. Let's go on the other side and look. There were just boxes filled with old stuff. Just incredible amounts of old stuff. WBTV, that's the news station he worked for, Charlotte, North Carolina. That's a lens for the camera. Not that camera, of course. That's just an old Revere camera that apparently isn't worth much. More antennas. And this isn't, like I said, this is only maybe a tenth of the stuff that we had to throw out that was destroyed. Early one morning while making the rounds, I took a shot of cocaine and I shot my woman down. I went right home and I went to bed. I stuck that 1144 beneath my head. I'm not gonna pay for music, so you're gonna have to deal with my singing. And of course, this stuff isn't faring too well anyway on its own. Dynamic mic, high impedance, so it's definitely old school. EMI filter, of course, it looks like for a crystal. Tons of this stuff, solder, SWR meter here. Now this guy was into high frequency before high frequency was a normalized sort of thing. I mean, it was expensive. back in the day. I mean, this is FM radio, 2-meter radio, Regency. And this stuff was pretty state-of-the-art. I mean, there was a lot of AM stuff. You know, everything was, back in the 40s especially, you had AM walkie-talkies out on the field in World War II, and they went over to FM to get more range because FM's less prone to static noise. So this stuff that he was into, high frequency at the time, was pretty big deal. What is this? Okay, it's an isolation transformer. Another transformer. I mean, there's like 40 transformers we had to get rid of. No, nothing. We don't know what the hell to do with them. Another CB radio. We got a Coaxial. There's a news camera for where he worked. That back there, I don't know what that is, but it's got 2 transistors on the back of it, old school. This is a variable transformer here, if I can get the light out of the way, or the shadow, I mean. This is a variable transformer. It goes from 0 to 100 volts. Variable auto transformer. Heavy as hell. This is for measuring your current. You guys know about those. Another isolation transformer. I don't know. Oh, this right here, that is a huge dummy load. Huge in terms of, you know, CB radio. It's a 100-watt dummy load. An old pair of scissors for clipping off. That broke off, unfortunately. Clipping off your cigars. Because, yeah, he's a cigar guy, I guess. Maybe he's got his call sign on that, too. I don't know. About the huge transmitter that's sitting out here. Posted it on eBay. No one really has the money to buy it, nor the place to put it. And there's very few people who would want it. So it's probably just going to go to scrap. I'll pull the caps out of it, the variable caps, and some of the tubes, I guess. But, yep, unfortunately, no one wanted it, and I really hated that. I mean, I really hated it. Huge inductors in there. It's copper and silver coating. Massive power this thing must have put out. And all the sides are available for it. I guess maybe I can use it as a safe or something. But unfortunately, it's just gonna go to scrap probably. Some old school explosion proof bulbs, which my friend Chuck told me about. These are actually worth quite a bit of money themselves. People were selling them for $279 online, I think. Just trying to keep them getting rained on so much. There's another brand new Alinco 2-meter radio, which I will show you in one of the clips. But that one's already been sold. This one is up for sale. In fact, making this video, someone asked me to test it out. I have video of it being tested with the Alinco. On top of everything, we got 2 ham radios, 2-meter ham radios. This is an Alinco. Can't transmit on that long. I do have a dummy low, but I still don't want to transmit on it long. I don't have my license yet on the band. This is an Alinco. It's about 50 bucks, a DR135. This is the Kenwood, TS708, yeah. This is about 300 bucks itself. We do have a couple of CB radios I want to check out first. This I obviously can't do much with. I can't really test out too much for you guys because I can't transmit. But yeah, still really cool, really nice radio. This one, I don't know if it's going to transmit yet, but I know it receives. And the microphone itself was in packaging. It's still in the package. And so it's brand new. He did leave a Cobra 29 LTD. We have this old Radio Shack here. Radio Shack T RC447 we're going to test out. I don't know how long this video is. God, he's got as much junk as I do. Actually sucks is that I recorded a lot more video, but I ended up deleting it because I didn't think it was a very good video, and I figured I could just do it again. Problem is, we had so much stuff that came in, we had to junk a lot of the stuff that was damaged and broken. And I love trying to fix stuff, but there was so much stuff we had to get rid of it. So, unfortunately, you didn't even get to see most of it. There is a live stream that I did about a week ago or week and a half ago that does show the transmitter. And in that, you'll see some of the other stuff that's on the truck, but that's just one truckload. There was so many trailer and truckloads of stuff. I wish I could have went all over and done a bunch of videos on it, but I was exhausted by the end of the day going through that stuff, trying to sort through it. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. It wasn't the best video, I know that. But anyways, until the next one, it's Johnny Jones. I'm here at home. I'll see you later. And don't smoke. It's bad for you.